But we'll see what they plan to bring on the table when $1,000 is on the line in the blue, attacking on Conqueror City. We have Team Kittens, and defending the crown jewel of the game, we have Team Ico in the red. Guys, look at this city. The Cataphract. Beautiful statue, despite it being probably the worst cav in the entirety of the game. A is usually a free cap. So seeing no defenders down here, not only is it not a surprise, I actually think this is a good idea. The attacker's siege does not spawn until A is taken. So, you know, the siege that spawns on the walls here, you man that, you kind of slow them down. But the main objective here is to not lose any troops early. Now that A captures, the siege will spawn in. As you can see, these are not your regular siege. These are grapple towers. These towers actually are able to attach to the walls across this really long ravine and give the attacking team access directly into the keep itself. So we'll see what the plan is here. Obviously, the downside of using the grapple towers is a very dangerous walking path. It's very narrow on the bridge as it connects to the wall. And the attacking team has to take care not to step off and fall and use one of their precious 3 lives just trying to get into the city itself. So here we go. We're actually I'm noticing now that one of the towers is just now getting pushed. It was getting pushed by Imperial Spear Guards, so it will be the last one to connect. Albeit this one goes straight to the stairs here, so not the most important one. But the first grapple tower connects. This one gives access to the stairs along the east side of the fort, or the city rather. And there goes the middle tower all the way up to the center stage here, right by X. This is the preferred tower for attackers, but going right to the most obvious play is never the option, never the best play to do. I would imagine once the gate is open, they'll start splitting off forces. Not wanting to go down any one path before all the options are open is definitely the best way. I would like to mention that the attacking team gets 13.5 minutes. Well, actually, I think it started on 15 minutes. That is a lot of time. So there is no rush for the attacking team. But here we go. They're going to start actually a huge push along the east side wall. Ladders going up. I doubt these ladders will be much of the push. A big part of their plan here. But it gives them options just in case they need to get up there and do anything along those lines. So it looks like the defenders spawn with Scorpios up on the wall. That's kind of interesting. So yeah, huge defensive position here. The newest addition to the city itself isn't necessarily the changes in the spawns. It's this area here, dubbed the Garden. The supply point moved from this location here by the well, whatever that is there, to actually up here. And this could give a really interesting position for the attackers if they can make it up there and pull troops out. Troops set up at the bottom of the stairs. They see Fortebraccios in position. They're healing up with their long swords. They've got short swords at the front. They need to move, though. Those Namkin archers will get value along the wall if they're allowed to just rain fire. And here we go, guys. Very first push of Friday Night Fights starting right now. Fortebraccios brace, long swords again, healing up the troops, keeping them topped off. A little bit of slow time. They're really double thinking this. I almost feel like maybe a trebuchet or something should be used here to try to break up the positions. Obviously, they can't use siege or falconetti, so either the short swords need to walk along and kind of just jump on this, or they need to maybe kind of jump their horses over the bushes and hit them from the back. But while we were saying that, they went straight up the main tower, finding 0 resistance by the statue. They already have spear sergeants set up on both sides, imperial pikes moving in, 3 sets. Now they got pavis and halberd sergeants. This was a distraction. They did not actually push those stairs, and now they move up, making ground on both sides of the city. Kittens not making too much headroom right away on this side. A huge imperial pike march, guys. That's 1, 2, 3 imperial pike marches. That's going to get shut down. But at the same time, this push is looking really good. They've got the defenders spread out really thin. The troops here could definitely push straight through, but they also decide to flank this side here. Yeah, that's a complete shutdown of that defensive position. Aiko needs to look at the overall picture here and maybe even pull troops back to the high ground. Giving up B this fast is not a good idea. That will give them so much time for the final objective, but they are really spread out. No troops on the ground right now. The troop loss are still very even, so it can go in either direction, but you definitely can get into a mentality on the defensive side of just holding out to the bitter end, and that actually is really bad in this situation. Sometimes you just have to let it go, and they decide to let it go. All right, B being captured with 10 minutes left on the clock. That'll give them around 13 minutes to take the final objective here. Trebuchet being called down onto the stairwell here. Let's see how that connects. Looks like it's going to miss, unfortunately, for them. Kind of zoning them out, nonetheless. So, the final objective on Conqueror City, guys. 15 minutes actually left on the clock. That's a lot of time. They can choose to go along these stairwells here, which it looks like is what they're going to do. Or they can choose to push in through the main gate, or go in through the side gate, the new accessible location here. But they won't push it at all. They don't want to go to the gate. Instead, they decide to go here. I actually see one short sword getting caught on the inside. The gate was closed right behind him. That'll slow them down a bit, but that will not stop the wave of forces moving into the city here. The supply point desperately trying to pull out troops. He's going to get caught. No, he jumps over the gate or the little fence there and gets away. Well played to that spear there. Okay, this is a very advantageous position for Team Kittens. Team Aiko has to assess their situation right now. They can be hit from many different directions, although most of the forces are split between two areas, the east and the west. An even split of their forces could be enough to stop them, but probably not enough to stop them forever. That's a lot of time on the clock, guys. That is a lot of time on the clock. And real quick before we get into the nitty-gritty, Conqueror City. Ah, so beautiful. So beautiful. All right, guys, let's get down to the streets, the mean streets. And here they come, going right through, no hesitation. I love the gameplay style of Kittens right now. They don't care. They're going to push face first into this with no resistance. There's nothing here, no flanks set up around the corner. This is really good places for Cav to be set up as they get pushed through, but I'm actually not seeing anything here. I think a lot of them were on the wrong side of the fort. But now that they're getting aware of the situation, they're starting to set up. It looks like Team Kittens is going to go for the supply point instead of pushing straight for the objective. Probably a good call. They only find one set of Imperial Pikes. No advance used early. Used kind of late. So most of them are going to die before they get the full advance off. And with only one unit there, there's no way you can hold a supply. All right, guys. We do get a Cav charge going through. Winged Hussars lining up. There is their Cav, and it worked. Nothing remains of that push. They had to get to the high ground. Otherwise, that Cav is going to run them over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 units of Cav. Oh, my gosh. Wow. Aiko is crazy with the Cav, guys. But the charge is on cooldown now. So, with the main gate closed and the high ground took by the attacking team, they need to be careful. They choose to go for the back alley. Very interesting decision here. This could be the key for taking Conqueror City here if they can't get a good counter push set up. Imperial Spear Guard, Fort Braccio, Imperial Pikes, and Imperial Muskets looking like it's set up there. And now a Trebuchet being called on the stairs. Will it find a connection? Ooh, it looks like it just barely won't connect with the forces there. Trying to get a sneaky prediction. I do worry for Team Kittens here. If this push gets shut down with the main gate being closed, they won't be able to get those reinforcements easily to them. They're going to have to break down the gates or walk all the way around again. Looks like Aiko deciding to counter push right now into the Spear Sergeants and Fort Braccios. Moving up. Now here comes the Hussars. 1, 2 sets of Hussars. But Imperial Pike March shuts it all down. A massacre for the Cav. That tight choke point. Now here comes the other side. Another set of Hussars. Charging in. Finds another set of Imperial Pikes. Fort Braccios braced into position. Condos looking for a flank. Gets shut down by the heroes and Fort Braccios. They're on the main objective. Their Imperial Spear Guard are braced on the objective right now. Here comes some Keshegs. They want to get in there, but they're going to decide against it last second, instead opting to charge into the blob right down the middle. And it's going to get shut down by those Forte Braccio guys. Forte Braccio braced at the back of the Imperial Spear Guard positioning. Really hard to break through that. You're going to have to get around. But the attacking team sort of thinning out the defenders here. The guns in the rear getting a lot of value, but there's no melee infantry to slow them down. Those Pike Militia will not stop this blob. Now they're pouring in from both alleys. Are we going to see Conqueror City captured right here in front of our very eyes? Team Kittens just flooding in. Hussars charging down, but find yet another Imperial Pike March. The cap has started. Body blocking desperately, trying to get into position. Keshev's charging up the stairs now, and the reinforcements are not going to be able to get there in time, guys. This is looking like a victory for Team Kittens in Game 1 of the Friday Night Fights, man. Wow. Really good use of the longsword buffs and the longsword heals. They have had those longswords from the very beginning of these pushes. They're slowing down this, yes, but they're not going to be able to stop this. And with 3 deaths and you're out, body blocking is not as viable. Congratulations to Team Kittens taking Game 1. Whew. That was insane, man. These teams are so good. 203 unit kills from APEC. 14 assists, not a single death. Wow. Yeah, so looking at both teams here, some of the stats are a little surprising to me, but I think what went wrong. I believe that the Cav was relied on as a play, but it was too direct. And in those kinds of things, the direct charges can work really well versus different teams. But versus teams like this, I don't think that's the play. You've got to catch them off guard, keep them in the alley, hitting them left, right, and center from the behind. You don't usually see Ico charging Cav face first, although sometimes you do. In that specific moment, with the units lost were neck and neck the entire time. They were just getting the better of them, just barely. Insane first game. Insane. Fight, a Friday night fight starting right now in the blue, attacking Conqueror City. We have Team Bumpy Busters representing Ico. They are on match point. They have to get a win here or they are eliminated from the tournament. In red, defending CC, only needing to stop them this one time. We have Team Kittens hailing from Russia. A Russia versus NA matchup. Something straight out of, Rocky. Rocky versus, I forgot his name again. Oh, well, you get the reference. No defense on A again. Unsurprising. These guys, they don't want to spend any lives on this objective here. Losing any troops or losing any heroes when you only get 3 respawns, it's just not worth it. So Ico taking it slow. They're going to cap the objective. They're going to get the supply over here nice and set up. And they're going to start pushing forward. You guys know what it is. These gates need to get down. These grapple towers need to attach to the far side walls so they can cross this very large chasm. The original time, or the very original part when Conqueror City first opened, there was this really funny bug where when the grapple tower attached, it actually became invisible. So you had to walk up an invisible bridge across a death chasm while you're getting bombarded. It was hilarious. Well, hilarious for the defenders, not so much for the attackers. Not having to deal with that anymore. It gives a lot more flexibility. Just like last game, we saw a big push going up to the east side stairs. But while that was happening, the rest of the team pushed up towards the actual plaza here. And the tower was actually destroyed. The culverins on the high ground focused down the tower before it could attach to the... Yeah, they have to trebuchet this now. That is very good for the defenders. I know there's still 14 minutes, so by no means is there some sort of rush. But they really needed that tower up onto the high ground just to give them the option. But they're going to go ahead and rush straight up the stairs. Kittens doesn't have a single soul up here right now. There's nothing here. Instead, it looks like they're opting to defend the supply point. Very interesting. I got to admit, guys, everything that these Team Kittens does, it catches me off guard. It really does. It looks like they're not really concerned with B much at all. I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 heroes here, but no units. Just siege. That's it. And they're going to walk on to B and probably cap it right here and now. Very interesting, guys. Wow. It looks like they're going to give up B. B for free right here. I don't disagree with the play by no means. I mean, you know, you got to do what you got to do, but maybe a little bit of buying time. No units lost for the red team, although one hero did die. 19 units lost here, guys. Very interesting. So Ico probably needs to slow down a bit and figure out what is going on. But that's not the Ico style. The Ico style is take Cav right through the main gate and charge it straight into the freaking enemy's face first. And here we go. They're going to flip right past these pikes. Where is the team? They're starting the cap on the final objective. There is no one here to stop them. Hussards charge right through. Are we going to get the fastest cap ever seen in Conqueror City history? Less than 5 minutes in the match, and the team is completely set up. Not a single hero in position to stop them. Are they just going to take the victory right here? Oh my god, 3/4 of the objective captured. Desperate body blocking from Team Kittens. Trebuchets being called on the stairs. They are rallying in. If those Imperial Pikes get set up, they might be able to advance onto the objective. They need to focus down the heroes and get this objective captured right here. 90% of the objective captured. 95% of the objective captured. 99% a longbow desperately. Oh my god, are they going to get it? Oh my god. They got it. Was that the fastest cap that we've ever seen? Less than 5 minutes on the... I'm yelling into your ears, but I cannot believe it. 4 minutes, 22 seconds. Ico takes game 2. Wow. I'm speechless, guys. I am speechless. I don't know what to tell you. Where was Kittens? I don't know. Let's take a look at what exactly happened here. So, I mean, MJ with 43 unit kills, the most in the entire game. No deaths, 2 hero kills, 3 assists. I've got to say, I think where it all fell apart was that when Kittens pushed, they didn't go main gate. But when Ico pushed, they went right into main gate. That is Ico's style. They were expecting the same play back. They were expecting them to go to supply on the east and the west. But Ico said, we don't need the supply because we lost no units. Instead, we're just going to charge straight in. And with only 1 unit of Fort Abbraccio there and not a single hero, they capture it in 4 minutes and 22 seconds. What a match. Here in the blue, attacking, we have Team Kittens. And in the red, only needing to defend this one time. If they can take it, they win it all. We have Team Ico, Bumpy's Busters. And we are set. Again, unsurprisingly, the teams are not defending A. This is typical for the map. And par for the course, so to say. Losing any troops early on isn't ideal. So getting troops out of this little alleyway and out of the range of that Culverin fire is very important. We notice some ballista fire, some Scorpios getting shot down at these Brace Fortebraccios at the stairs. And yeah, so we know what happens next, right? A gets captured, the grapple towers go up, and the pushing begins. Will Aiko opt to defend B? Are they going to follow the strategy that Kittens took and leave it for free? It looks like we're going to get a very nice stout defense here. This looks like it's going to be a match for the books, guys. Here comes the towers. The team's preparing for the initial push onto Conqueror City. Intimidating in size and stature. They're going to need everything they got to take it home for Team Russia. Team Kittens. Here we go. First tower moving. Not so much a tower, but more of like a grapple ramp, whatever, you get it. These two towers, however, not being pushed quite yet. There they go. Now starting to move. This one took a little bit of damage. It looks like Team Aiko will follow Team Kittens' strategy and try to take out this middle tower early. I actually like it. Focusing down this tower is the important tower. That's the one that gives them access to the top ramp here, directly onto the objective. Somebody did use the ladders to capture the supply point on the low ground early. I do like that. That may pull someone out of position to try to interrupt it, but they're not going to bite. They're just going to wait. And here we go. First tower lands. Nice and slow. Plenty of time on the clock. Less than 14 minutes. But 14 minutes still is enough time to take this objective as long as they coordinate. Some Scorpio fire actually finding some value, so that's pretty surprising. Scorpio's not known as the best siege equipment in the game. And you can see just how difficult it can be crossing this chasm. These grapple towers, they're not only a convenience for the attackers, but they're downright necessary. You have to use everything at your disposal if you plan on taking the city. They aren't able to hold this supply point, but I don't think the defenders are interested in taking it either. So they're going to just let them have that one and move back up. Remember, they only have 3 respawns, so losing a life to a ladder climb early on to just yeet onto some siege, not the best idea. A trebuchet does find... Well, actually, it doesn't find anything up here. It looks like they were aiming for some of the culverins on the high ground. And I think they managed to take out one. And here we go, guys. A real wide look of the battlefield as the teams get ready for the very first push. The middle tower not getting pushed quite yet. Oh, well, it hasn't respawned quite yet. They actually killed it. So that's going to buy them some time. Although there's still a lot of time. Your average siege match starts with about 12 minutes. So they burned the extra time. But they also got that first objective for free. And Little Bull headshotting someone with a ballista. Huge play. Remember, only 3 respawns, and taking a death that early on is not good. He was actually the one with the pushing the tower here with the Martellatori. So his troops will probably retreat. They're going to have someone else push it now. But it looks like there's another set of Martellatori sitting idly by. Well played, the Little Bull. Remember, guys, these players are unable to set down their own siege equipment. This is the siege equipment that starts by default on the defense. Scorpios, culverins, and a few ballistas here and there. That is a blue ballista, the default spawn ballista that he headshot him with. Well played. It looks like this tower is in position. Although flaming and burning, the grapple tower will launch and connect with the high ground. Here we go. Game 3. The towers are up. The teams are in positions. And things are moving. Again, 2 long swords, 2 short swords, and a musket at the front. Troops right behind. Ladders getting set up. The attacking team knows what they did to make this work last time, and they're going to try it again. Can Aiko stop them this time? Or will it be Team Russia that comes with the victory? Here we go, guys. Lots of movement. Nothing quite yet. Poking, prodding, checking the vulnerabilities of the defense. Team Kittens is light defense on the low ground this time, but they will not give up the low ground for free like we saw last match. We're going to get a nice match here, and I could not be more ecstatic about it, guys. Backing off of the high ground quite yet. You cannot push pikes up this high ground without shields. You'll just start taking chip damage for no reason. And the other heroes stacking up while the rest of the team pushes up the side. No main stairs yet for Team Kittens. Trebuchet being called down right next to the troops. Will it connect? No shields here. Important to note, the Imperial Spear Guard just now getting into position. They were out of position this whole time. They need to set up. Where are they going to stay? These Imperial Pikes could buy them a little bit of time to set up. Nope, Imperial Spear Guard back away. They understand that this position is not crucial, but it is necessary to slow them down. And again, guys, while this was happening, nothing was up on this tower. 1, 2 spear sergeants set up right here. This is the same exact thing they did last time, except this time they're going to focus more on this side here than the left side. So maybe there's an opportunity for these Imperial Pikes and Fortebraccios to find an opening. There is quite an interaction with it, but here we go. The first Hussar charge of the match lined up and took. Is going to find a decent connection. And a Trebuchet finds some Imperial Spear Guard, but not before clipping their own Imperial Pikes. A friendly Trebuchet. Not what you needed. Not what you needed at all. Another Hussar charge sweeping through the attacking team. Imperial Pikes, now another Keshek charge. But a Trebuchet on the way out, guys. We see almost the entire team of Team Kittens getting shut down in an instant. Right at the top of the tower. Luckily, that wasn't everyone. The rest of the team pushing onto the high ground, realizing they are outnumbered considerably, back away, and probably for the best. No artillery here to break the formation. They're going to have to get some Imperial Pikes if they want to make it down these stairs. And here they are, guys, lined up perfectly. They need to be careful about unbracing these troops too quickly. But I have a feeling this Trebuchet is going to be huge. 1 connects, 2 connects, 3, 4, 5, 6, almost a perfect trap. Every single one connecting with the intended targets. Annihilates the defending side right there. Again, though, most of their team died on the main push, so they can't do anything quite yet, but they can use their trebs to get good value. A spear jumping down to the low ground to find some kind of flank, but instead is going to just get completely jumped. I don't know about that play there, but the Hussars charge down the stairs, find brace Fortebraccios. Not the best engagement that they needed. They were going so well, but they're really losing unnecessary amount of troops to trebuchets and flanks on the stair set. This is not what you want to do right now. 8 minutes still on the clock, and you know, Team Kittens can still take this objective. That's plenty of time. They do capture the supply point on the low ground, so now main stairs is an option. They're going to continue rotating their troops around back and forth. Not moving too quickly, but just quick enough to respond. Hussars lining up for another charge. The Fortebraccios formation was broke, but another set will probably not want to take that. Yes, they could probably stop it, but they won't be able to stop it forever, and that will just be another bad trade. So let's see, what is the main force of Team Kittens doing? It looks like they're going to go all the way into the interior of the castle. They said we need a supply point closer to this objective. I think I'll just take this one right here, and they do. Team Kittens so good by doing things by surprise and catching their enemies off guard. So now they have the high ground. If they want, they could put some archers, maybe longbows on this high ground here, or maybe even clear off the high ground here and take the other supply point. I'm not sure if they have access to the inner supply point here quite yet before capturing B, but they still have the option of going up there and taking the high ground. How much troops have we lost? 484 to 358. Still anybody's game. Will Team Ico rotate to recapture the supply, or are they going to understand that they are not in an advantageous position any longer? They may just need to consider falling back. Despite getting beautiful trades, they're now out of position. So committing too many troops to B and then getting caught again out of position would be terrible. Really good ball grab. He's going to chuck it right into the pikes. And a kill for Little Bull. Well played, Little Bull. Another great play by him. And here we go. Right up the main stairs. Right up the main ramp. No one's here. But they don't want to get out of position quite yet. A double set of pikes. We got halberds, Imperial Pikes. Imperial Pikes not as quick as the halbs. They need some shields or some kind of meaty unit to eat up the ranged fire, so the pikes can actually do their job of killing the cav. Relatively low piercing defense on pikes. And even more pikes inside here. Interesting. This is not the time for cold feet. Yes, they have 5.5 minutes. Beautiful treb, though. Again, the treb on these stairs have been getting fantastic value for the Team Kittens. Slow and steady wins the race, and when you have 5 minutes still left on the clock, there is nothing at all forcing your hand. These Hussars wanting to charge so bad, but you're not getting into that. By no means are you getting into that. You just gotta wait. And time is on their side. No shields at the front. They're not going to be able to stop this Imperial Pike March, losing almost the entire unit of Imperial Pikes. Not what you want to see for Team Kittens right now. They need to be pushing together and finding opportunities to push. Oh, they can capture the high ground over here. So this supply point is capturable, and they will take it. But they have no shields. So if they want to kill those units over there, this might end up being a little bit of a prolonged engagement. The supply point will heal up the troops, so eventually they'll work their way through those Namkins. Albeit a 15 stack of bleed will out DPS the healing effect of a supply point. That's still not a trade that they want to take, and they do get a kill there. Coronavirus goes down. The Hussar charge finally goes down into the kill box. Most of the Hussars die, but they break open the formation for a humongous counter push down the stairs. I believe a trebuchet was called, but a bit too late on the draw. They're going to miss everything there. Unfortunate. They really needed that to work. Now Team Kittens is looking for a push on the X, but disjointed to say the least. They are pushing up now with men-at-arms, nothing behind. This Maul is going to have a field day with these men-at-arms if they don't get out of here right now. He needs to CC and get away. Nope. We're going to see this entire unit of men-at-arms killed for free by Team Ico. It's looking really good now for Team Ico. This is how you defend right here. They still have the supply points in the city. They actually have every supply point in the city. If I'm not mistaken, they're all the way onto main camp right now. Yeah, they're pushing into main camp, but there's only 3 minutes and 20 seconds on the clock, and they're nowhere close to be. This push needs to work towards the keep, and then back through the main gate and back onto main objective. This is a long trek to get through, but they're going to start. Good Imperial Pike advance. I think the lineup was a little bit off, but it doesn't really matter. Kondo's quite squishy if you can get him outside of the shock attack. And here we go, guys. The final pushes are coming right here. If Ico can just hold for 3 minutes, the victory is theirs. Dude, they're coming out of the gate like they're the defenders, but they're the attackers. Advancing down the stairs. Actually, things are starting to fall apart for Team Ico. They're having to come off of their own supply, but they catch another trebuchet. Trebuchets have been very good this game, only 1 or 2 missing. Now, here comes the Cav, right onto the objective. Not really much pikes to defend. Another Hussar charge, catches the pikes before they brace, but the Fortebraccios very forgiving in that situation. It looks like those Iron Cap shields will not be long for this world. A huge blob. Long swords, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them, healing up the units. We actually have a hero recapturing the supply point on the high ground. It might be time for Ico to back away. Can Kittens take B? 2 minutes left on the clock. Will they commit to body blocking? They are almost in body blocking range. One good cav charge and they can end the whole game right now. And the time's ticking. A little bit of body blocking. Fortebraccios trickling out of the gate. This is not the time to be pulling infantry into this situation. You're going to get trebbed. Okay, Ico backs away. Team Kittens captures B. Whew. How much did we lose? Okay. So, not the greatest for our blue team, Team Kittens. But they still have enough in their pocket here with a few tricks that they can make it happen. 6.5 minutes on the clock. So this time, instead of going to the far west supply, they're going to go for this east supply over here. And I think I agree with this play. The garden is, I think that even has ladders here. Yeah, so this is a good spot to go. I really like this position. It has a nice vantage point over the final objective. Imperial Pike advance, I'm not sure what happened there. Let's take a look at the main keep here. What do we have for defense? Troops shuffling back and forth. It looks like leadership trying to call for a steady defense. They plan on stopping them at the alleys, not necessarily in the high ground here. They're going to wait for them to come down the stairs. Probably a good play. We see a lot of hero-on-hero engagements because we're starting to run low on troops on both sides. We don't want people to come in and throw away their units quite yet. But looking at the deaths on both sides, One person for Team Kittens has already died 3 times. That means he is out. He cannot respawn in this game. They're working with only 14 players and down units. Can Team Kittens do it? Here they come, starting the initial push down the stairs. They decide to go left, not right. Imperial Pike March for Imperial Pike March. Wow, what a mosh pit. This looks like this goes just barely into Team Ico's favor, especially with the Imperial Spear Guard setting up there. There's no way to out DPS that. You're going to have to back off. And I think if I was them, I would have gone for this supply point first. This supply point is a much better play than going face first into enormous amounts of pikes. And Ico says it's time to go. We're going straight through. We're going to retake our supply point and kill you. Here they come. These heroes need to escape. Yes, you're losing time, but losing your life means you may not be able to respawn at all if you die 3 times. A second player dies for the 3rd time. They're down now 2 players. Team Ico looking really good right now, guys. Team Kittens set up on both stair sets, though. I don't think... yeah, I don't think they're going to be able to take up... Or, I'm sorry, the Bumpy's Buster set up on both staircases. They're not going to be able to take the supply point from them. Another hero goes down. And I think we're starting to see the end of Team Kittens here, guys. So much of their team has died. 1 player out. 2 players out. 3 players. 4 players. 5 players out. Only 10 heroes remain. Wow. And not to mention the troop counts are abysmal. 600 to 200. They're down 6 now. And 3 minutes left on the clock, guys. I think we have it. Another hero dying here. Yeah, these forts cannot hold that much. As good as they are, you cannot stop all of Ico going through. And even a little bit of salt being thrown in. Not your day, is it? They know they have it in the bag. Ico has shut out Team Russia. The remaining forces move forward, but Martellatory and a single unit of damaged Fortibraccios will not cut it. Looking so good for the attacking team. All falling apart so quickly. And to be honest, I don't know about that inner keep push at the beginning of the game. They just went through and expected to pull them out of position, but Ico stayed calm, cool, and collected and let them sort of drain themselves because they had to go up and around and back out onto B. It worked, but it cost them everything. Now we have 2.5 minutes left on the clock. Most of the team is perma-dead. 1 single hero remains. Apex going down now for the 3rd time. And there we have it, guys. That is it. There is no way for them to take the city at this point. Team Ico eliminating everything, taking the city in record time, and then turning around and defending it in very formidable fashion. What a match, guys. Congratulations to Ico. It's going to be a long 2 minutes right here, guys. Here we go. The final countdown has started. The teams are just setting up into just, you know, regular defensive positions, but there's not much left here to do. And that's it, guys. Ico has shown us that they are here to win. They made it happen. In a record time, they captured Conqueror City and then defended it. They did lose A, they did lose B, but they did not even get close to losing camp. Well played to both teams. GG's. That was match point, guys. That was the 3rd round of a best of 3. It went to game 3. All 3 games played. All 3 games completed. Ico winning 2-1 against Team Kittens. What a match. And a musket desperately coming up here. Well, actually, I didn't know you could stand there. Can he actually escape? Or does he just die? I think he just dies. Look at this. Guys, wow. Can I actually... Yeah, there we go. Congratulations to our teams. Let's get the clips going. Let's get the screenshots going. Huge hype to the winning team here. That's how you do it, boys. Team North America taking it all. The single musket, like hanging on like the Lion King scene to the edge. He's just hiding. I don't actually think they can get to him. I think he actually just survives. Wow, he's Assassin's Creed. Wait. Oh, he. Woo, guys, GG's. Team Ico takes it 2-1. Wow. 124 unit kills, 14 assists, 5 hero kills, and a single death for planet Conqueror. Well played. Durrandon, getting his only death in that flank that he did, does manage to walk away with 139, 12 assists, and 3 hero kills. Little Bull, not a single death. I see you, Little Bull. Look at the numbers on this team. Outstanding. Team Kittens, good numbers on themselves, but barely not able to pull through. 3 deaths per person. Entire team eliminated the old-fashioned way. The graph here sort of tells the story. Team Blue was that is our Russian team here. They did lose a lot of troops early, but they started to bounce back, and you can see when they started to get a good lead here. The problem is the decision making coming off of that supply point to go down the stairs into those pikes basically was the nail in the coffin. They were unable to recover all the way to the end of the game. Almost 20-minute long game. What a match, guys. That's one for the books right there. Congratulations, Team Ico.